Well, Dad, I want to thank you for joining me and letting me interview you for a little bit here. And we're going to talk about multiple sclerosis today, which is something that's definitely touched our family. And I think it's something that a lot of people are probably interested to hear more about. So thank you for joining me.
You're quite welcome.
So for somebody that doesn't know anything about MS or is just learning about it, what would you tell them in a nutshell? How would you describe that to them?
Oh, MS affects the central nervous system, and through that, it can affect other areas of the body that has to do with the central nervous system.
So would you tell people that it's something that, a condition that you're born with, or is that something that happens over time?
That doctors really aren't sure, but I do believe it has something to do with the genetic structure of a person and the gene factor.
How long have you lived with MS?
I've had it 24 years. I was diagnosed at 35.
What's been the biggest hurdle for you in regards to being disabled and having MS?
Biggest hurdle? Getting used to it. Because at first, I don't know about later on, but at first it constantly changes. So you have to constantly change the way you do things, or you're going to be up fighting yourself.
So do you think that MS has changed you as a person for the better?
Yeah, it's made me more open-minded towards other people and their problems, and it's made me more willing to try different things. I try to do what I couldn't do. Sometimes I go too far and get myself in trouble.
So you've learned to push yourself within your limits.
Yes, I try. I really haven't learned.
What kind of support system do you have in your life? Are you a member of any groups or any clubs?
There's a MS support group here in Bluffton. They meet once a month.
So go back to that time in your life when you were 35 years old and you were diagnosed with MS. Put yourself back in those shoes and tell me what kind of advice you would give to somebody that's just been newly diagnosed and in a similar situation. What would you say to them?
Just the same thing I said before. It's going to be constantly changing for the first few years. And so don't rack your brain about it. Don't get upset. Don't get nervous or stressed out.
Dad, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me, and I hope that through our discussion that we've had today that other people learn a little bit more about MS and understand it a little bit better. So thank you very, very much.
You're very welcome, and